in this year's election that we need to be worried about. Number one, an unprecedented level of voter bribery. Yes, you have seen political leaders moving around, massing groups of people and giving them money. Some of them are actually caught on tape, asking one to queue and they're just giving them money to attend meetings or to do certain things, ferrying people from one point of the country to another. And let me be even more practical. A parliamentary candidate in a constituency in Nairobi, and this is something which happened even to my staff, over the weekend during Easter, was moving around in that constituency, from social place to social place. And everywhere he went, if he found people queuing on the butchery queue, he gave each one of them 200 shillings. You may count yourself unlucky if you didn't find him, and you don't come from that constituency. Moving from social place to social place, giving out 200 shillings, 500 shillings, and so on. That is a danger that I see in this election. Unprecedented commercialization and voter bribery. Now, let me also tell you something which is ugly, but it's a fact. The resultant effect of what we are seeing, because that is not your money. That cannot be your hard-earned money that you are distributing in that money. If we are not careful as Kenyans, let me say this today in public, if we are not careful, by the time we are done with this electoral cycle, we will have laundered criminals into our elective institutions, even up to about 40%. Money launderers, wash players, criminals, drug dealers, and all those, because they are the only ones who can access that amount of money. We will launder them into our elective institutions. I like the title of this conference. We are looking at the 2022 general elections and beyond. What will happen beyond? What will happen beyond is that we will have elected these men and women whom we will have laundered, as I said, or who would have laundered themselves into positions of responsibility. And you can actually forget your country in a case like that. We started early campaigns. The law prescribes when campaigns are supposed to start. We have been on a campaign mode for over 4 years. The effect of that on development in the country and productivity is real, and you can see it. But it isn't our responsibility to call that out. It is the responsibility of the independent institution conducting elections to do that. But that goes into sometimes reducing the effect of institutional respect, as it were, because when the law prescribes one thing and we do another, the truth of the matter is that over a period of time, we are denigrating the law and creating a culture of impunity. I can see that if we are not going to be firm in some of the things we are doing, this level of impunity may continue and it will hurt our country. Unprecedented abuse of social media. We've done our best. I know someone is going to ask me the question, what have you done? Most of the notorious abusers of social media, IG can bear me out here. We have numerous cases in court. Some of them are out on bond 8 times, 9 times, 10 times. But you see, as my brother John Michel said, as a country we chose democracy. We are not going to be an administration that reverses the choices that this country made. We are going to remain a democratic institution. We'll keep listening to each other, in the hope that those of us that believe we're in the majority, who are interested in harmony and social order, will fight this problem of abuse of social media, fake news, and all sorts of things. The debate, the campaign debate about the future of our country is actually not happening on the campaign platform. And I want to offer this view. I may be wrong, but this is my view. If you see the turnout in the primaries, that's indicative of one thing, that either A, the public is bored, or B, the public and the political leadership are working in different directions. Because you don't see excitement. You see big rallies, but you don't see them translating people queuing to vote in a primary and so on. It means there's something we need to fix somewhere. That we are either at variance with the people we purport to lead. One reason why I think this conversation of the campaign has not been as exciting and has not been as responsive to the needs of the country as it ought to be is because for Kenya, in my view, if you ask me, and I'm a public servant, I'll be very candid with you about this. What are Kenya's 3 critical problems? I will tell you the following. Number 1 problem is corruption. Number 2 problem is corruption. And number 3 problem is corruption. We are not going to fight poverty in this country and succeed if we don't address our challenges related to corruption. My brothers and sisters, every crisis we face, the other day we were dealing with fuel shortages and movement of fuel across the country. When private companies move into cartelism, which is practical and understandable because they control the sector and they hold fuel. How did we get there? There was a time an organization that was created in this country called National Oil Corporation. The government at that time thought right, and we actually should go back to that. The government should have a leeway in some of these principal sectors to mediate a situation where cartels seek to strangle the sector. Because if we had a vibrant and effective working National Oil Corporation, they would be supplying fuel and selling fuel at a lower price, and the cartels will not be able to exact the impact that they were exacting on us.